You are born into slavery. Your future is decided before your first breath. Your mother holds you close. This is the safest you'll ever feel. Before anyone celebrates, your life already belongs to Pharaoh's kingdom. At 5 years old, your childhood is over. It's time to help your family. You drop a clay water jar. Everyone nearby suddenly turns to look. You quietly grab another jar. Mistakes won't stop the day's work. Dinner is simple. Bread, onions, and water. Somehow, it's enough. Golden chariots roll past. The nobles live in a completely different world. Far away, giant pyramids rise above the desert. Soon, you'll help build them. At 10 years old, your first day at the construction site finally begins. You pull thick ropes beside hundreds of workers beneath the blazing Egyptian sun. Older workers move slowly. Years of labor are written across every tired face. You quickly learn one lesson. Nobody builds these monuments alone. Another stone falls into place. The pyramid grows a little higher today. A short break arrives. Bread, onions, water. Then everyone returns to work. Looking around, you finally understand the true scale of Pharaoh's dream. Night falls. Hundreds of workers sleep, waiting for another identical sunrise. Before dawn, the camp is already awake. Another day begins without question. Your footprints vanish into the sand as you walk toward the pyramids again. The sun rises over the Nile. You keep building a monument that will outlive you. At 15, you're finally strong enough for the heaviest work on the site. Some limestone blocks weigh several tons. Moving one takes hundreds of workers. Day after day, the same routine shapes both your body and your life. The desert sun never shows mercy. Even the stones burn beneath your hands. Dust fills the air until everything around you fades into the same color. A few mouthfuls of water must last until the next short break arrives. You share your bread with another worker. Small kindness means everything here. As darkness falls, stories replace silence around the workers' camp. Some have spent decades here. They barely remember life before the pyramids. You begin wondering if these monuments will ever truly be finished. Morning returns. The ropes, the stone, and the endless work begin again. Every block is carved by hand. Precision matters just as much as strength. You smooth rough limestone, knowing every detail must fit perfectly. An experienced craftsman teaches techniques passed down through generations of builders. By sunset, another row of finished stones waits for tomorrow's construction. You catch your reflection in the Nile and barely recognize yourself anymore. The stars shine above the desert, while tomorrow quietly waits for you. Across the river, distant villages remind you that another world still exists. New young workers arrive today. Their nervous faces look painfully familiar. Then you realize the work never ends. Only the workers change. Another year passes. The pyramid stands taller than it did before. For the first time, you climb high enough to see all of Egypt. An older craftsman quietly says, "These monuments will outlive every one of us." You look at your hands and wonder who history will actually remember. Lift, pull, carry, repeat. Before long, the routine becomes your entire life. Every stone is measured carefully. Even the smallest mistake could ruin the alignment. Together, hundreds of workers guide another massive block into its final position. The stone settles perfectly. Another piece of the pyramid is finally complete. That evening, older workers tell stories from the first years of construction. Listening closely, you realize some have spent their entire lives building these monuments. Soon, you're sent across the Nile to help construct another magnificent temple. The calm river offers a rare moment of peace before another day begins. Beyond the shore, another construction site stretches across the endless desert. Master craftsmen carefully carve hieroglyphs that will survive for thousands of years. You admire their work, knowing your own name will never appear beside it. An experienced artisan patiently teaches you skills learned over many generations. As sunset arrives, the temple slowly begins to resemble its final form. Sitting beside the Nile, you watch the monuments reflect across the still water. Only then do you realize how quickly your own years have disappeared. Tomorrow will look just like today, but the monuments keep growing forever. Years pass. The young worker you once were is now long gone. New faces arrive every season. The work continues without ever slowing down. A small boy struggles with a water jar. You remember doing the same. Without a word, you help him. Someone once did the same for you. After decades of work, the temple finally stands complete beneath the Egyptian sun. Priests and nobles gather to celebrate a monument built by ordinary hands. From a distance, you quietly admire everything your generation helped create. The celebration honors Pharaoh, but never the thousands who built his legacy. That evening, you wash the dust from your hands in the cool Nile water. Every callus tells a story. Every scar reminds you of another passing year. Children now play where construction once echoed, from sunrise until sunset. A young apprentice asks for advice. This time, you're the experienced builder. You pass on everything you've learned, one lesson at a time. Your hair turns gray, but the pyramids still seem to grow toward the sky. Standing on a hill, you look across the monuments that shaped your entire life. Only now do you understand. They were never really yours to begin with. The setting sun paints the limestone gold, just as it did decades ago. The desert grows silent. Only the wind remembers every step you took. Long after you're gone, these monuments will still welcome the rising sun. History remembers the pharaoh, but it was your hands that built eternity.